Okay, welcome everybody. We're playing Capitalism Plus today, and we're gonna start a new game. Now, the point of this game is basically to create a corporation that gains more and more money, more and more stock, and you can take over different stuff. We have different maps as well. You can regenerate them. Depending on the range more mountains, I believe. Looks like it. Well, anyway, strength. And again, depends what you want to do. I'm going to kind of give somewhere in the middle. I want a little bit of water though, because there'll be ports. And then we can choose our corporation. You can change our logo. We can change our color. And we can do our portrait. I'm just going to select something generic. And corporation name, we're just going to do Hendrin's Corporation. And we're just going to go Hendrin and McKay. And initial capital will be 10 million, and my ownership will be 50%. And we also can choose the type of products. We can have like food and beverage, alternate products, or standard products. I think for this game we're just going to go with standard products. Because other stuff, once you know the basis, it's pretty much fairly easy. Number of competitors. And a bunch of options as well. I'm not going to play around too much with that. Environment, again. Different settings. Imports, again, different settings. And we're not doing a multiplayer, so we're just going to skip that. Okay. So you see we have a menu up at the top here. And what we have to do first is we have to place our business. So we're going to probably go to one of the cities and see if we can't kind of find a spot that will be suited. Anyway, so we have different reports. We have different options. You can look at a newspaper. We have different color schemes as well for the interface. And see, different newspapers, all news. So when the newspaper comes up, we have stock market, financial. We have the speed at the game's running. We can freeze it right now if we want. And then we have different, help options as well. Okay. Now we got a bunch of different layout modes as well. And you can see we can make a department store, factories, R&D center, farms, logging camps, mining, and oil well. I'm going to start with the department store because it's probably the easiest. And you can see as I'm clicking different spots down the bottom right, the cost is changing. The closer I am into the city center, the more it's going to cost to build. But of course, there's going to be more people. So, you have to kind of put that into the occasion. So doesn't really matter. We're going to, I think closer to C would be good. So we'll click here. And I'm just going to see if there's any property. It's a little bit less. No. Because remember, I have $10 million. So if I have to spend $2 million, that's a fifth of the amount of money I have. So we're going to select that. And we're going to go build. Okay, so now that we got the department store, we're going to have to set what's going to be in it. So we go to products. This is the different products that are listed that looks like they're available. I don't have any of them yet. These are probably from other industries. So I'm going to have to find a spot to be able to get them. And just checking through here. These are for the overlay here. So we have department store. We're going to, and we can actually change this. So and of course we've lost 80,000 already because we haven't gained any revenue. Okay. We can also build a factory to supply, but I think for now we just want to sell stuff. So I'm just checking. There should be a way for us to grab this and sell it. Of course, this is all the stock and business relation stuff, financials, and okay, so we need inventory unit. Of course, it's going to auto hire stuff for us. We're also going to have a private labeling unit. No, we're going to have a purchasing unit. And we'll also need sales unit to sell stuff, of course. And we'll also need advertising. Okay, which I'm going to link with this TV station. Okay, purchasing, we're going to need to link to a supplier. Now that's going to be a little trickier. I think we have a supplier right here. And they have engines. I don't know what this is. Silicon, which is like a base material. And plastic, which again is a base material. So we have to sell engines. Probably not something that's going to be terribly popular. Well, we have another one here. We have shoes, cameras, and radios. We have milk, cola, and socks. And we have gold again, and this is an actual car body, which again, we're not going to want to get into. So probably this is the best one here, so we're going to link to that one. So they're going to basically be able to get that, and then we're going to be able to sell it stuff. That's going to need to go to inventory, though. And actually, I linked these around the wrong way. So I'm actually going to, can I remove that? And move sales down here. Because we need to purchase, then that'll go into over, and then that'll go into sales. Okay. Okay. Now, if we bring up the speed to go to the slowest, we should have some stuff going into our inventory. You can see we have 69. And we want to hopefully sell some. There we go. So we're selling, if we double click, not that, but if we go back to here, we can see we're selling some shoes. $50 is the price we're selling them at. We can change that, of course, if we want. Right here. Our cost is $20.70. So if, for instance, we wanted to sell more, we could go and reduce them, say, to $44. Because it looks like we have an awful lot of stock. Like our stock is normally... let me pop out of here. Is usually a blue line. The red line's how much we've sold. You can see we're losing money right now. So we're going to, again, probably 50% markup is probably the most we're going to want to go. We also want to sell something else. So I believe we're going to need to have another inventory unit. Sorry. We're going to need to make another purchasing unit, I should say. And then we're going to have a inventory unit. And we're going to link that. And maybe we can link it to that. And purchasing, again, we should be able to link it to another supplier, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. We may have to go sales and link it to that. Okay, we're gonna link it down to one of the suppliers down here, and with say cameras. And so then we'll be able to go into inventory, and again, we'll be able to sell them. And again, we're going to want to look at the product details, you know, to see how much stuff is actually selling for. You know, camera, again, costs 100, we're selling for 150. That's, you know, probably pretty good. We might want to reduce it a little bit. Looking at the revenue, you know, we've sold only 77 of those. We sold 2,600 shoes. So we made 120,000 from that. And we can have a look at our stuff. For instance, in sports shoes, you can see that I'm actually... The other ones aren't selling products yet. Oh, IN Industries is, and they're selling socks on the Hi-Fi. You know, quality's not great, which means they won't sell as many, but you can see kind of how concerning the bad quality is. You know, when it comes to the different, you know, how much of a concern the price, the quality, and the brand is when they're buying certain things, and that will fluctuate. Same thing here. You know, and you can see we've made quite a bit of money. You know, the revenue-wise anyway from those two things, and how much quantity we sold. We sold 20,000 and about 5,000 there. And yeah, we've spent a lot of money to get that started, but you do have to do that. We are spending quite a bit on advertising as well. If we don't want to advertise, we can reduce the amount of monthly spending we're doing on advertising. That will probably reduce our, you know, if you want to look kind of like the reports, we do have reports up here. You know, product details, you know, how much of a necessity it is, you know, how much production we're doing, how much retail demand there is, you know, and we're, you know, selling quite a bit of those overall. You know, and this gives a summary of both products. And some have just bought a bunch of shares of my company. Again, I own 50%. So as long as I don't, somebody else doesn't go and own 50% of it, I still, you know, as long as I own the majority share. Now we do have other, for instance, the firm. You know, we've made 1.15 million at my department store. And some of these are other companies. This one's just mine. This is United. You know, see, they're not all in the same type of stuff. This looks like he has a farm. And same thing there, if I'm not mistaken. And again, somebody else bought some more of my share as well.